Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Anand Menon. I'm partner and co-founder at AD&D. And I would like to take this opportunity to share a project with you all, which is very special to us, very close to our heart. In Mumbai's western suburbs, a pre-independence biscuit factory named after the adjacent Parle station grew into a beloved national brand. A century later, we have inherited this industrial relic and transformed it into our studio space. Through adaptive reuse, the space now bridges legacy and contemporary imagination. Every detail honors its layered past, allowing history to breathe within a renewed creative rhythm. The spatial configuration and adaptive reuse of this century-old biscuit silo was never just about architecture. It was about possibility. We envisioned a studio where legacy and imagination could co-inhabit, where the industrial bones of the past could cradle the creative pulse of the present. What was once a vessel for biscuits is now a crucible for ideas, each whispering with intent, gathering momentum until they crescendo into a roar. The studio is housed on the third floor of a former stockpile building, once devoid of light. Upon exiting the lift, a quiet lobby offers a moment of pause and orientation. Through a tall pivot door, one enters the reception, anchored by an Indian-style seating and curated artwork. Beyond wired glass doors lies the heart of the studio, a 26-foot-high vaulted workspace that holds the core team. From here, one accesses the accounts and server rooms, as well as the partner cabins and their shared lounge. The conference room is accessible both from the reception for visitors and internally from the studio. The cafeteria, also witnessed an access from the reception, is a linear space that doubles as a casual meeting zone. A tucked-in pantry, washrooms, and a corner meeting room complete the plan. A key intervention was the circular puncher windows that were introduced into the vault walls, inviting south light to choreograph its shadows across the day. This gesture transformed the once dim, inert shell into a naturally lit studio, revitalizing both space and spirit. The black and white tonality was a deliberate conceptual choice. Ideas are incubated in the darker introspective cabins and meeting rooms. The cafeteria marks a deliberate detour from the studio's black and white palette, ushering in an earthy rust tonality that warms the conversations unfolding through the day. Reclaimed clay tiles line the floor, while inspection chamber gratings form the apron of the pantry. Mumbai is a city of stark dualities, where opulence and deprivation coexist without confrontation. Skyscrapers rise defiantly, yet their shadows fall upon the very slums that sustain them. As designers, we felt compelled to acknowledge this quiet interdependence, the invisible scaffolding of society that supports the visible elite. In our studio's lobby, we crafted a satirical ode. Corrugated cement panels, typically seen in informal settlements, now form the ceiling, symbolically looking down upon us. In the tropics, the sun and the rains are powerful forces, delightful in moderation, but disruptive if unchecked. Strategic fenestration allows light and wind to permeate while tempering glare, heat, and driving rain. Thoughtful orientation transforms climate into comfort. Materiality for us is not mere skin. It's a vessel for emotion. As designers, we believe that every choice we make shapes not just the space, but us in return. The studio reflects that ethos. Reinforcement bars, reclaimed clay tiles, in situ terrazzo, lime-coated plaster, wired glass, acoustic panels, and exposed electrical trays all speak of grit, tenacity, and truth. Design at its most honest is an act of exactitude. Details, too, are not embellishments. They are the binding rhythm of a well-orchestrated solution. When thoughtfully sequenced, they reveal the grit and tenacity behind the process, the messy evolution towards something timeless, something with purpose. Architecture is not just a collage of spaces, it's the crafting of voids where life unfolds and serendipity finds the way in. As designers, we shape, but we must also hold back. It is in that restraint, that deliberate incompleteness, where moments thrive. You're not just visiting a studio, you're entering a conversation. We've left room for you. Come, shape the silence. Step into a studio where incompleteness is celebrated and every void holds possibilities. You're entering a space shaped by stories, some told, some waiting to be told. This is not just a cabin, it's a compass, a space where leadership does not impose but guides, where decisions are distilled, not declared. The palette is restrained, the light deliberates, because clarity thrives in quiet. The conference room is a crucible for dialogue. Here, conversations unfold, ideas collide, and opinions find shape. The cafeteria is a bump space, unplanned, informal, and deeply human. The earthy warmth of its material palette offers more than just comfort. It offers assurance. The meeting room is a space of quiet deliberation and focused dialogue. I invite you now to immerse yourself in a film that journeys into the heart of a studio, its life, its rhythm, its soul.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. 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 We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how you must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Just a parting note. Silo is a critical inquiry into adaptive reuse, material memory, and contextual humility. Transforming an abandoned factory space, the project engages with its industrial past as a site of layered narratives and enduring craft. Thank you so much.
it's especially in India, it's good to see the reuse of an ordinary building, which has a kind of poetic quality. I think it's great that you've done that, and as architects,
Yes.
we'd expect you to, really. So I think it's great. Can you just? I don't really have many questions because it was a very clear presentation. I was interested in the sort of M&E, if you like. Is it air conditioned? How do you keep it cool? How do you ventilate it?
Yes, so this is an air-conditioned space because we've got to ensure that the people who work for us don't leave us. and in the city of Mumbai can be extremely hot. As they say in the city of Mumbai, we have 3 seasons. It's summer, summer, and summer. So we've got to artificially ventilate the space, and we have air conditioning in the main central studio as well as individual cabins. So we do regulate the hours that we run our air conditioning. And of course, if the weather is fair, and we can keep our windows open to bring in some cross ventilation. I have to be honest with you, on certain days it does get hot because that's what Mumbai is all about. But yes, on the whole, we've tried to keep it a very comfortable working environment for the staff.
Where did I couldn't see it? That's why I was asking.
So the main studio space has got a duct that runs along the length of the studio onto one side, and it kind of throws. So it was very important that we also didn't want this to look very prominent in terms of design. So we kind of neatly tucked it in on one side. Because there's the other longer side of the studio has got these really beautiful circular windows that we had created, and we didn't want that aesthetic to kind of get dampened because of the air conditioning.
Sorry, very nice, and I think some of the detailing as well is particularly good, like the metal and glass screens.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's always wonderful to present your own space, office, houses. So I'm sure you put in a lot of efforts. I see a lot of materiality combination, and probably a lot of one-to-one prototyping that you used in the past. I'm guessing you bring all these back to redecorate the space. And I'm guessing also there's a constraint on budget, so it feels like it's just bought back, but the continuity of one space or to the another is, for me, it's not that seamless. So maybe later you can share a little bit about this. If it's on purpose, you want your clients to walk in and see the many different palettes of what you can do as a way of expressing to them. And then I'm guessing you're the boss. Could you also talk a little bit about your own space? How I see it slide onto the right-hand side of the plan, and all darken, and how do you work with your teams who's beyond the glass panel?
So as far as the use of various materials in the project is concerned, I think the underlying thought that we had was the materials that we've used, we've tried to keep it be as true as possible to it in its natural form. Because we believe that it's beautiful to take something that is ordinary and make it look extraordinary. So the use of metal in its most natural form, the use of wood, elements which are in that sense very architectural, and that's what we've tried to do right across the project. What you spoke about our cabin, the location of the cabin was also determined by the natural cross section that we had. It was that we got, that we inherited in terms of the architecture of the space. And so that was that part of the building which the ceiling heights were relatively lower. We also wanted to create this contrast that when one moves from one space to another. So like when you're in the studio, you're in a space which is, for the lack of a better word, it's very cathedral-like. It's very white, it's very naturally lit. And when one moves from there into our private cabins, it turns into this thinking box. So we wanted to constantly play with that emotional quotient of spaces, of going from one space to the other space.
Thank you for the presentation. I was wondering a bit if you could tell us a bit more about the biscuits. I'm sorry to ask, but maybe because I'm hungry. But
We all are. We all are.
But
Trust me.
But I wanted to understand a bit more. How did you? Because apart from the envelope, this was a factory. You showed us in the beginning the presence of a different tools, industrials, machineries, and all that has kind of totally disappeared to embrace more the aesthetic, which is the one of AD&D. And I wanted to know, how did you relate with that industrial legacy, and because Parle G is I mean, is an iconic. I mean, it's like Oreo in America, you know.
Right.
It's like it's
Right.
the cookie
Yes.
in India. Just if you could elaborate a bit on that legacy, or was it too complex to maintain or keep any of this thing? Because you started with a very funny and sweet animation about that factory
Right.
extruding cookies and then architecture. So,
Yes.
and yet the cookies are gone. So
Yes.
I was wondering.
So, interestingly, this when we visited this site for the first time, and we looked at it as a possible space for us, it had been lying abandoned for about 8 years, and it was in a complete state of disrepair. And but the space had such amazing natural, quality in terms of the scale and in terms of proportion, and for a building which is close to about 100 years old now. So for us, when we looked at it from the aspect of legacy, we said that we've got to be very careful about what we do with the space. We've got to honor the scale of the project, the scale of the spaces. The spaces, actually, the existing walls, as I say, the existing walls, the existing floor, had a lot of irregularities. And it was a huge contemplation at our end, whether now do we want this to turn into a space which is extremely prim and finished, or can we leave that undulation on the wall and just finish it from a perspective of making it a habitable space. As far as the legacy quotient of the space is concerned, is I think what we were trying to imbibe was what was the inherent quality of the space, how we could add to it. The insertion of windows, which you all may have noticed in the studio space, those windows did not exist. So by just introducing those 4 large openings in the studio space, we converted the silo structure, which was otherwise a completely dark and dingy space, into something that is now, works completely on natural light through the day. We do not switch on any artificial lighting till it's 6 in the evening, and that just feels really magical as a space to be in. The other part of the legacy that we have taken forward in a very satirical way is that we serve only Parle G products at our office when guests come over.
And one question, where are you in Mumbai?
We are, it's in a suburb called Parle.
You're in Pali?
Yes,
Okay.
Parle, and
Yeah.
we are very close to the airport.
Gigi?
Yes.
I know.
I don't have any questions apart from just to say I really like the palette of materials that you're using. It gives a sense of warmth. And I really enjoyed it. I really love the combination of the dark wood and the kind of terracotta walls. It makes me feel like at home. I really like it.
Yeah, we truly believe, not just because it's our office, but we believe it's been a labor of love to put this
You
together.
can see.
Yes.
You can see.
Yeah, and for a lot of us in the city of Mumbai, with all its hustle and bustle, what we realize is that coming every day to the office puts a smile on our faces, faces
That's
of the
nice.
people who work for us. You probably must have caught a glimpse of that in the video. That was
Yeah.
not doctored. That was just natural emotion that we saw coming out there. And it just propels us to come every day and put in our heart and soul into our work and just do better work.
Yeah. Well, enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Well, I like the biscuit-coloured walls with the black. So there was biscuit on the walls, but could you just go through the slides till you come to the bent wood chairs that I noticed? You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
yes, I'm very aware.
The black.
I'm just trying to come to that particular slide. Could someone help me with that?
We've
It's,
lost the
this-
presentation.
yeah, it's. Yeah, okay, 1 second.
There was a row of them.
Yeah, it's just taking a lot of time to go back.
How many people are you?
So we are about 60 of us.
Okay.
The studio houses about 48 of us in terms of designers, and of course then we have support staff.
Understood.
So I don't know whether we are going to get to that slide, but I can tell you.
Well, they're quite complicated
Yes.
compared with the usual tonnet chairs. There were knots in the wood and kind
So-
of like little bows.
Yes.
and-
So I just want to give you a little insight. So these are obviously chairs that were custom designed for the project for our office, and it was a takeoff. We call it the Twist and Turn series. And what we've done is essentially taken a quintessential traditional cafe chair, and we've played around with it. And what we've tried to do, if you were to, unfortunately, we're not able to go back to the image. It's taking.
You really can't find those images, guys.
It's there, but we've not kind of specifically focused on the chairs. But what's very interesting about the chairs is
Time's up.
while
It says no.
while the base of every chair is standard, the backrest of every chair has got a sense of uniqueness to it.
Anyway, they were cute and lovely.
Yes.
But if they're made of a beach of.
They're made in solid wood, which is
They're made in
handcrafted.
solid wood, so you cheated then.
Yes. They're not bad. They're not bad.
No, they're
Because
not bent. They're not
when
bent.
you do bent wood chairs, there's a minimum curvature that you can't go beyond because the wood breaks.
Okay.
Okay, but I like them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody. Thank you the audience. Thank you for all the presenters. We've seen some lovely things. Just thank you.